actually saw the entire Hell House trilogy for the first time. The first movie was a rewatch, but the last two were new for me, and I'm so disappointed. I am so disappointed. I loved the first one. It was just the right amount of scary, the right amount of everything. But for the second one, the last half, I think, yeah, like the last 30 minutes was just a dud. I don't understand the choice that they made to bring in a certain character and having him and his monologues. And the third one was good. Like, it felt like I was watching the first one again, but in like a good way, since I loved the first one. But the last 20 minutes ruined it for me. Were so bad. And then the last 5 minutes were just so wildly bad that I finished it. I made, but it's just, it was very disappointing. I still recommend the watch, but man, just don't have your hopes up. Like, I like that they tied all three movies together, but it's still the choices, the choices that they made were very interesting. Very, very interesting. Anyways, I did also have therapy this week, and I feel a lot better with the situation that's going on with my psychiatrist. I was supposed to get, I guess, like a summary of how the conversation between my therapy and my therapist and my psychiatrist went, but that didn't really, I haven't gotten anything back yet, but I'm pretty sure me and my therapist are still on the same boat. So in my last vlog, I talk about how I needed to switch providers for medication, and this new provider, who I've only met 3 times at this point, keeps invalidating my ADHD diagnosis. And so I gave permission to both of them to be able to talk to each other, because my therapist is certified to be able to diagnose these things, and I've been seeing her for over 4 years, I think, so she would know, right? And at the end of my therapy session, I just really realized that I think I want to switch providers again. Amor. I'm just going to switch providers again, because I realized that I was being too nice, and I just really, really did not vibe with her from the beginning. She made me feel, long story short, I just always felt bad after seeing her, even though she was really nice, but the invalidation was just not really working for me. So my therapist was actually waiting on feedback from another psychiatrist to see if she would recommend me to her, and the universe works on your favor, right? She had just gotten feedback from this psychiatrist right before our meeting, so she recommended me her, and she says that the feedback was amazing, and she'd been wanting to recommend me to her, but she was waiting on the feedback because she was a new recommendation. So I just have to take my time, make sure that I plan it somewhere in my journal or my calendar to go and book an appointment with her, and hopefully we could get this whole medication situation under control before next semester. Because as much as I'm struggling with my thesis at the moment, I am very much coping. It's when I'm working on my thesis and taking classes where I need the most help in that situation. But yeah, for me, this is kind of technically Halloween weekend. I'm going to a Halloween party and a birthday party on Saturday, so I am so excited. I'll see you later.
Entre pláticas y besos, tentación, te dije, voy a conquistar tu familia y unos días vas a ser mía. Viejo lobo de guisa para el polvo traficar, yo siempre me cuido.
After turning in my big boy draft, I decided to take a week-long break because I just couldn't handle it anymore. I was burnt out and I just needed to take a moment off. I didn't touch my thesis at all the entirety of last week. And it's really funny because I actually technically didn't finish what I needed to do. I finished the majority of the draft, but what was missing was my conclusion. And I did not know how to end this dang thing, honestly. I was lost. I really didn't know how to end it. And then because I never got confirmation from my thesis director if we were actually meeting on Friday, we didn't really talk about it or anything like that. It's actually a really funny story. Like with my ADHD, I need to have like 3 different types of confirmation just to make sure that this is the day, this is the time, and it's really happening. And her week was so busy that she forgot to send me an actual confirmation of our meeting. So that's why I didn't show up and we ended up rescheduling. I told her that I would try to finish it before our actual meeting. And she was like, yes, that's okay. That's fine. But this is me still during my week of rest and relaxation. So I turned it in and I went to 2 Halloween parties. One was a kid's birthday party and then the other one was from me and my friends. And in between, my cousin had this really fun, amazing party where they were able to hire a local band that they're pretty famous. So they don't do local shows anymore, but they made an exception because one of her friends is actually part of the band. So that was pretty cool. And then on Monday, I just took that day off again because I've been going to bed at like around 1 a.m. to 5 a.m. And then on Sunday, it was fine. I finally got home at a good time and was able to go to bed at a great time. Woke up really late on Monday. Ever since I stopped working my office job, I've been still trying to wake up at 7 like I used to so that I could keep my routine. And it's been working. I love it. I love having basically all day to do whatever I want when I'm not working on my thesis, obviously. As I mentioned in my last vlog, from 7 to 5, I work on my thesis and, I have my regular lunch. I get distracted once in a while. So that's why that doesn't seem like such a big deal to me. So I like keeping that schedule. And on Monday, I was so tired. I woke up at 10 and it was the first time I've woken up that late in months. But that's what my body needed. It really was. I needed to just because I still woke up early during my week of rest from my thesis and everything. I just edited videos or caught up on social media and YouTube and read my book, but I still woke up early. So I guess my body just really needed to shut down and kind of go outside of that routine for a second to come back, because a miracle happened today. Today's Tuesday, by the way. I'm sorry. Happy Tuesday. A miracle happened today when I woke up. At around 6 a.m., 6:30, my brain woke up. Not my body. My body was still asleep and didn't want to move, but my brain woke up and was basically writing my conclusion for me. So by the time that I got out of bed at 7:18, because I still wanted to try to keep sleeping, by the time I got out of bed at 7:18, I was ready to go. I brushed my teeth, got my coffee, and have been typing ever since. And that's when I realized that I wasn't just tired of writing my thesis for such a crunching time frame. I was completely burnt out. I really always forget that for me, one way that I know that I'm burnt out is when I get writer's block, because usually I know what I want to write. It's just hard to, because it's a lot of thoughts. My hands are so slow compared to what the thoughts come out. So it's hard to write, but I know what I'm writing. When I really don't know what I want to write, that's when I know that I have writer's block. And this morning I woke up writing my entire conclusion, basically. And it kind of frustrates me because I'm supposed to know when I am burnt out to avoid this feeling that I get when I'm burnt out, but I was just so out of it, I guess, that I didn't realize the warning signs leading up to me being burnt out. Or I was trying to focus too much. I was too hyper focused on writing my thesis that I didn't see the signs leading up to being burnt out. So ADHD burnout is something that I'm still, trying to figure out. I have a better grasp of it, but it is still something that I'm working on. And actually, I do want to dedicate a whole separate video of how I handle ADHD burnout, because I haven't been diagnosed for a long time. It's about to be a year or over a year since I've been diagnosed. So I'm just now getting a hold of what my ADHD burnout looks like and how to handle it. And this situation is a perfect example of me still not really having a great grasp on it. So this is a reminder for whoever's listening, and for me, myself and I, that I really need to prioritize taking breaks. Who would have thought, right? Not me.
Try us, please, from the start.